Have you just completed your MBBS and started building your clinical experience? And now you're considering the Gulf as your next career move? Or maybe you're a postgraduate doctor wondering if Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or Dubai could be the right destination for you? If that sounds like you, then this video is made for you. Welcome back to our channel where we simplify global medical pathways and help doctors like you take your career international. And if you are new here, hit that subscribe button because today we are breaking down the complete Gulf medical pathway step by step. So before we dive in, here's a quick checklist what we'll cover today. What is the Gulf and which countries fall under it? Licensing authorities across each country, eligibility and experience requirements, the complete licensing process, hospitals with the highest number of job openings, job portals where you can look for jobs, key takeaways for your Gulf journey. Now that you know what's coming, let's start right from the top. When we talk about the Gulf, we are referring to the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council. It's a group of 6 countries in the Middle East that share strong economic and political ties. And together they represent one of the most in-demand destinations for international medical graduates worldwide. The 6 GCC countries are United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait. Now, here's what makes Gulf attractive for doctors. Competitive salaries with tax-free income, world-class hospital infrastructure, strong demand for international specialists, a structured licensing pathway that gives you a clear roadmap from day one, international exposure working alongside some of the best medical minds in the world, and a high quality of life. But here's what most doctors don't realize. Each country operates independently when it comes to medical licensing in the Gulf. The country you choose decides the authority you apply to, the exam you sit, and where you can work. So let's break that down country by country. Let's start with the UAE. And this is where most doctors get confused because the UAE doesn't operate on a single national license. There are actually 3 main authorities. DHA, which is Dubai Health Authority, covers Dubai. DOH, the Department of Health, covers Abu Dhabi and Al Ain. And MOHAB, the Ministry of Health and Prevention, covers the Northern Emirates including Sharjah, Ajman, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah and Al Quwain. Moving to Saudi Arabia. Here it is simple. There is one national authority called SCFHS, the Saudi Commission for Health Specialities, and they handle all medical licensing across entire country. In Qatar, the licensing authority is the QCHP, the Qatar Counseling for Healthcare Practitioners, and they oversee all healthcare licensing in the country. In Oman, it's the OMSB, the Oman Medical Specialty Board, which handles both medical licensing and postgraduate training. Bahrain as the NHRA, the National Health Regulatory Authority, which is the licensing body for all healthcare professionals there. And finally, Kuwait operates through the MOH, the Ministry of Health Kuwait, which manages all medical licensing across the country. So that is the map. 6 countries, multiple authorities, and the authority you register with decides exactly where you can practice. Now the next country every doctor asks is, which country am I actually eligible for and what are the experience and qualification requirements to get there? This is where most doctors get stuck because eligibility isn't the same across every GCC country. Each country has its own minimum experience requirement depending on the role you are applying for. So let's go through them one by one. Starting with the UAE. To apply as a GP, you need a minimum of 2 years of post-internship experience. For a specialist role, that goes up for 3 years, and for a consultant, you need 5 more years of senior level experience in your specialty. Moving to Saudi Arabia, the minimum experience required is 1 year post-internship, which makes it one of the more accessible entry points across the Gulf. In Qatar, and this is where it gets significantly stricter, you need a minimum of 5 years of post-MBBS experience just to apply for a GP license. In Oman, the minimum experience required is 1 to 2 years of post-internship clinical experience. And in Bahrain, eligibility is their tier-based. Depending on the role you are applying for, the experience required ranges from 0 to 4 years of post-qualification. Across all countries, you will also need a valid home country medical license, a good standing certificate issued within 6 months, and your primary source verification completed through DataFlow. The common titles doctors apply for across the Gulf are GP, Specialist, Consultant, Resident, Registrar, Senior Resident, and assistant specialist, with variations depending on the country and licensing authority you are registering with. For each country has its own professional qualification requirements document, and we have linked all of them in the description below, so you can go through the exact criteria for whichever country you are targeting. So once you know which country you qualify for, what does the actual licensing process look like? Across the Gulf, the licensing journey generally follows the same core steps with some variation by country. Step 1. DataFlow primary source verification. This is where your documents, your degree, internship certificate, home country license, experience letters are verified directly with issuing institutions. Every GCC country requires this. It typically takes 6 to 8 weeks and it is a mandatory step regardless of which country you are applying to. Step 2. Licensing exam. Each country has its own exam. UAE, DHA Prometric, DOH exam, MOH UAE exam. Saudi Arabia, SMLE, Saudi Medical Licensing Exam. Qatar, DHP Qualifying Licensing Exam. Oman, OMSB Qualifying Exam. Bahrain, Bahrain Licensure Examination. Step 3. Registration and License Activation. Once you have cleared your exam and your data flow is complete, you submit your licensing application to relevant authority. After approval, you activate your license, and this is done once you have an employment offer in place with a hospital or a clinical in your target country. And if you want to know exactly how to prepare for any of these exams, drop a Gulf in the comments and our team will guide you step by step. So that is the licensing process. But once you licensed, where do you actually find the jobs? These are the hospital groups and networks across the Gulf that consistently have the highest volume of doctor vacancies. King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center, Saudi Arabia; Hamad Medical Corporation, Qatar; Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi, UAE; Dr. Sulaiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bahrain; Esther DM Healthcare across the Gulf; NMC Healthcare UAE, Mediclinic Middle East UAE. All career portal links for these hospitals are in the description below. Go through each one and check what's opening in your specialty. But beyond going directly to hospitals, there are also dedicated job portals where Gulf healthcare vacancies are listed every single day. Gulf Talent, Naukri Gulf, Byte.com, Prospect Health, GM Recruitment, Gulf Aeromet. All the links to these portals are in the description below. Go through each one and filter by your specialty to find active listings across the Gulf. Now before you start applying, make sure you have the right foundation in place. Let's wrap everything up with 5 things you need to remember for your Gulf journey. You cannot afford to miss this if you are serious about medical career in the Gulf. 1. No single Gulf license. The UAE alone has 4 licensing authorities. Each GCC country operates independently. Where you want to work decides where you want to apply first. 2. Eligibility varies by country. Saudi Arabia requires 1 year of post-internship experience. Qatar requires 5. Know which country you qualify for before you begin. 3. Data flow is non-negotiable. Every GCC country requires primary source verification before licensing. Start your documents early and get them right the first time. 4. The licensing process has 3 stages: data flow, licensing exam and license activation. Each stage has its own timeline and requirements. There is no shortcuts. 5. The opportunities are real. 7 major hospital networks, 6 dedicated job portals and hundreds of active vacancies across the Gulf right now. The jobs exist. The question is whether you are ready for them. So that's the complete guide working as a doctor across the Gulf in 2026. From licensing authorities and eligibility to the hospitals with highest vacancies and the portals to apply through. The Gulf isn't just about high salaries. It is about career growth, global exposure and building something long term for you and your family. And if you are starting with the UAE, our Dubai DHA Prometric Licensing Exam batch starts 4th September online and live with guidance from a practicing UAE physician. Drop a Gulf or UAE in the comments and our team will guide you through every step of the way. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thank you.